Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. We are starting to wrap up the year 2024, headed into 2025, which will bring on a slew of new projects and new yarn. Oh, God. So I thought it would be a good time to kind of recap what my favorite yarn is, my least favorite yarn is, and what yarn was mid to me that I tried out this year. My yarn journey has been very much up and down with what I like and what I don't this year, even giving a ton of it away just because I hated it so much. I'll start with the yarns that were mid for me. Not bad, not good, neutral, I guess. First up is the brand Yarn Bee. For my first poncho I made earlier this year, I used Sunrise Serenade from Yarn Bee. I love this color of yarn. I saw it and immediately had to have it. It says that it's soft and sleek, but I found it to be neither. It's not itchy or rough. I did find this yarn to feel incredibly heavy. I can't really think of anything else that I didn't like working with. The price point is a little meh for me. There's only 186 yards per skein for $4.99, and I needed to use 10 to make my poncho. It's not horrible, but not good enough for me to buy it again. And I suppose my indifference towards it is what makes it a mid for me. This next mid might be a tad bit controversial because it's Big Twist. To be fair, I have only used Big Twist a couple of times. I've used their Halloween colors, and with Peace and Love, those colors to me did not look like what they were on the website. They were low-key kind of ugly and dull. That's just in my opinion, though. I know a lot of people really get excited about the Halloween yarn. It just was not for me. Another thing I don't really like about Big Twist is kind of the opposite of Yarn Bee, where for a weight 4 yarn, it feels really thin to me. I'm not sure why, but it feels more like a weight 3. My final complaint for Big Twist yarn is that there seems to be a lot of connecting yarn throughout the skein. I don't know if I'm just cursed with buying that specific kind that always has like a ton of connections throughout it, but I find that very annoying. That's just something I've noticed. Let me know if anyone else is experiencing that. It's just kind of annoying to like be crocheting and constantly having these little knot bubbles throughout. And I know some people like clip them out and then resew them, but I just crochet them in because there's so many in the Big Twist ones. I'm like, what is the point? They can just be worked in to whatever I'm doing. What I do like about Big Twist is the variety. All of the colors, weights, contents are great and easy to work with. So far, my favorites are the Carousel, Rave, Supernova, even though I wish both of those came in bigger skeins. I also love the neon bright colors of the Value acrylic yarn. So that's what makes Big Twist just a mid for me. Next, let's do my least favorite yarn. Let's be a little negative for a second. First on the chopping block is Premier Just Yarn. I used the Burgundy Ombre Just Yarn in my book bag video, and even in the video, I was like, I hate this yarn. It's not great to work with, it's itchy, it's scratchy, it absorbs cat hair and fuzz like nobody's business. I ended up just giving it all away. I think I had 3 other skeins of it or something, but I was just like, no, I don't want this. So I hope whoever picks them up has more luck with it than I do, because Godspeed, I hated that yarn. That was a no from me. Another Premier yarn, and I imagine if you watched my other videos, you can guess which one it is. It is the Chunky Parfait yarn. I do not like that Chanel yarn at all. Unfortunately for that one, I still have a lot left over from my Equestronauts video. I don't hate it enough to get rid of it, but I'll be glad when it's gone. The thing with this polyester Chanel yarn is it gets everywhere, and I am still finding tufts of it all over, even though we vacuum our house constantly. It was months ago. Another thing I hated about it was you can't really undo it if you make a mistake. It just tatters apart. It really doesn't matter how gentle you are with pulling it apart, it just breaks easily. The colors are pretty, it's very soft, but it's a no for me. Next up is Karen Simply Soft. I tried this out earlier this year, and in my video, I believe I said I wasn't a big fan of it, and I do try to be nice about things because it's just my preference. So if somebody likes it, that's awesome, but I did not like the Simply Soft. I'll try like the Karen Cakes maybe next year, but I was not a fan of the Simply Soft. I honestly just finished the blanket I started with it. I took a break from using it since that video because I just don't like working with that yarn, but it was just sitting there staring at me, and since it's getting close to the end of the year, I just wanted to finish any projects I have left so I can move on to something new for next year. I honestly thought about throwing it away, but I don't really like to frog things, so I powered through, I finished it up, and I made it a cute little star blanket for the back seat of my car. So it looks cute, it is pretty, but I did not like working with it. If you want to hear more about me complain about it, you can watch that video. It is time to talk about the worst yarn in the world. My least favorite yarn that I absolutely hated the most, that I didn't even use, is the fake Burnett yarn I got off of Amazon. I have beef with that. While currently working on a gigantic project of mine that is a surprise and will be a new video eventually, it's been a long process. While working on this project, I knew I was going to need 2 more skeins of this color, and it was sold out everywhere except on Amazon. When it arrived, it wasn't even the same yarn. It was the same price as that yarn, but it wasn't the same yarn at all. As soon as I pulled it out of the bags, I realized the label looked weird. The color seemed off and the texture was off, so I held it up against my other Burnett yarn and ta-da, it wasn't the same thing. I would recommend not ordering your yarn on Amazon. Maybe you've had a good experience with it, but I felt so betrayed and I was so frustrated because then I just had to wait for it to come back in stock. I had to return that yarn, and it was just pissed me off a lot. Obviously, it was my most hated yarn of the year. Lesson was learned. I don't know how they can get away with that, but they obviously do. So fake Burnett yarn off of Amazon gets Worst Yarn of the Year award for sitting on a throne of lies. Do not order it. Let's get a little more positive. Dang, Toni Collette head saw dance. Let's get positive with my favorite yarns of the year. First brand is Red Heart, but specifically the pink ombre yarn. It was the first Red Heart yarn that I've used that didn't feel itchy to me. Typically, Red Heart has had a subtle itchiness to it that teeters on the point of bothering me, but this one did not. This was a beautiful Barbie yarn that you can buy in bulk without breaking the bank. So hell yeah, brother. Get that ombre yarn. I have gushed over this yarn before, and that is the Premier Pom Pom yarn. It is incredibly easy to crochet with, even the black chunky yarn. Hands down, it was the softest yarn I used all year, and it didn't break like the Parfait yarn. I cannot wait to use the orange color that I got. This yarn is a 10 out of 10 for me. Honorable mention from another Premier is the Serenity yarn. I really enjoyed that one too, just not as much as I enjoyed the Pom Pom yarn, but it was still probably like a 9 out of 10, but you know, I still liked it a lot. Another best for me was the Gradient yarn from Lion Brand. There was just something really satisfying about working with this yarn. It just worked up so smoothly. It's incredibly soft, beautiful colors, and it has a really nice texture to it. My only gripe is I wish there was more color selection and that the skeins were bigger, but I could work with this yarn for hours. That brings us to my absolute favorite yarn of the year, which is Mandela from Lion Brand Yarn. Woo! This yarn has my heart. It is not the softest yarn, but the texture of it is not itchy. It's very durable for a weight 3 yarn. I just never get tired of the colors. They're so good. That brings me to my final yarn haul of the year, and probably for a while, yarn is taking over my house.
Oh, that's not so much. So?
I'm not going to take these out of their little baggies they're in because I want to keep everything contained until I can get to it. I'll talk about the colors. I got 2 skeins of Genie. I love the turquoise and the kind of gray blue combination. Next we have Spirit. Gorgeous blues and grays. I got this to make a present for somebody near and dear to me. Obviously, I won't say who in case they watch this video. I'm very excited to make what I'm going to with this. I got 3 skeins of Spirit. Then we got this fabulous orange. This is called Electro. It is giving kind of like 70s orange brown vibes. I think it is so stunning and I love how bright it is, but the brown kind of mutes it down a little bit. I cannot wait. I think I will definitely make a cardigan out of this. I think it looks so pretty. Gotta have an orange, my favorite color. Another double I got is of satyrs. Something was just calling out to me to get this color. I really just like the kind of dimension to this. I guess that's what I would say. Another twofer. This is the color Wood Nymph. I really like that creamy, pretty center. It matches my nails a little bit today. The last one I got, and it's the reason I ordered all of these because it's been sitting in my cart for a long time. I love this color. I was so excited when it came on sale. I got 3 of them, and it's the color Golem. My nails kind of match this one too. I am obsessed with this shade. I am racking my brain trying to figure out what I should make with it, if I should just stick to kind of the basic cardigan or if I should branch out. But I love this color. It caught my eye immediately. I was kind of bummed they didn't have it in the store, but I'm so excited now that I have 3 to work with. I just love Mandela, however you say it. It is my absolute favorite yarn that I started using this year. Yarn crown for 2024 goes to Mandela. I love you. I love it. It's so good.
It's simply too good.
If you tried new yarns this year, let me know which was like a smash or pass for you. If you have yarn recommendations for me to try in the future, let me know. We'll see what next year has to bring in the yarn and craft world. I hope you have a wonderful day. Get that serotonin boost, keep crafting, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!